Today's story is chapter 25. Reading in the Dark, Horin's Love of Books. Horin, 1693 to 1741, was a highly learned and gifted Shin Buddhist priest. When he was 17, he served as a temple acolyte. One evening, the temple night watchman was making his rounds when he was startled to come across someone sitting in the darkness behind the lecture hall, reading avidly. "Who's there?" he called out. "It's me, Horin," came the answer. "How can you read in the dark?" The youth looked up at his questioner, and when he looked back down at the page, found he could no longer make out the words. Until that moment, he had been so absorbed that he was able to read in the dark. Another time, a friend invited him to join in a group going swimming. Without getting up, Horin said, "Wait a minute, I want to finish reading this." The friend waited and waited, but Horin showed no sign of stopping. "Come on," his friend said finally. "Go on ahead of me," said Horin. "I'll be along. This is so interesting I can't put it down." "Well, wear its hat when you come," said his friend, and stuck it on his head sideways. Evening came, but Horin never showed up. When the others came trooping back, they found him still sitting with the hat on sideways, immersed in his book. The water wheel keeps going, no time to freeze. The last three lines is a haiku poem, which is the shortest form of a poem in the world. It consists of basically 3 short lines. So yeah, this means the last poem expresses the importance of being absorbed in one's task. It can be hobbies or any other kind of sports or board game. But anyway, if one has such a task or something, he can forget everything and getting absorbed, that's already happiness. In psychology, it's called being in the zone or being in the flow. That's one of the highest form of happiness, they say. Of course, excluding the enlightenment that is taught in Buddhism. People who play chess can be in the zone. Yeah, there's another short story in this book, something you forgot along the way. It's about Japanese chess, which is called shogi. They concentrate on the game so much. So their patience, their concentration is beyond our ordinary people's imagination. Yeah, that's how human being can win the artificial intelligence. Yeah, artificial intelligence is so great, but human being has a lot of potential too. It's almost 50-50. Yeah, sometimes AI wins, sometimes human being wins. People who do the rock climbing or climbing the high wall or high rock with no safety net, their focusing power is so strong because lowering their guard means they are deaf. So this is one form of happiness, being absorbed in one thing. Of course, there is a limitation. That zone eventually comes to an end. Uh, People want to make an air trip abroad. They can enjoy every day, every moment. Everything looks exotic. Yeah, every day they are in the zone, but the trip comes to an end. They come to the daily routine. Yeah, so everything comes to an end. So of course, those are relative happiness. But we need to learn something from such, people. They can be our role model. One of our daily phrase of the calendar says, "Love your work and do it with enthusiasm." Yeah, our work is something we should love and devote ourselves in. Yeah, if you have such a work job, you're very happy. Even if it's not difficult, if it's difficult to focus that much, but we can make effort and we can do it. We can do it with any kind of job. There's no good job or a bad job. So that's what it means by ikigai in Japanese philosophy. We can find joy in anything. Uh, in Japan, many elderly citizens find a lot of joy in offering services to the society, to the community. Some elderly citizens work at a fast food restaurant, McDonald's, or other hamburger shop, or even people in their 70 or 80 work as active nurse. And they are very vigorous because they can maintain mental and physical health by offering services to the community. They are focusing a lot with their own way. So, today's story is titled Reading in the Dark. Yeah, if you have such a deep concentration, anything is possible. Yeah, human beings have a bottomless potential. Yeah, we should believe in that and practice 6 parameter of making effort. Okay, that's, I think, what we can learn from today's story. Good job, everyone.